Trey, ultimately deserving. I made a weird argument why he had such a great season, comparing it to being in the shadows of Grant Holloway. And of course, Grant Holloway is hosting the show when he gets to Bowerman. So whenever Trey does something great, Grant is always finding a way to be
He's right there.
Right there. He's always right there with him. But Trey, super deserving. He was undefeated in the hurdles.
No, I wasn't surprised either. I thought Cunningham's season sort of spoke for itself. And I do think having the marker of Holloway there in a way elevated his season, because we all remember how great Grant was. And even though he didn't exceed his marks, he got so close to them that I think it stood as a very good historical comparison that we're watching something special. It's not just a person running off an undefeated season. It's a person running off undefeated season and putting up marks that are what the world champion, two-time world champion, just did. What the guy who finally broke 13 seconds and broke Ronaldo Nehemiah's record just did. Yeah. So, I think it was close. Aiden Owens obviously had a great season. He was terrific in his own right. Whenever you're doing these end of the season track awards, you have a bunch of directions you can go in because each event is different. Each event has opportunities and limitations that other events don't have, and so you're never going to get the perfect winner. But I think Cunningham well deserved here. Yeah, and he's already proven he can do it at the next level.
Yeah, he got second?
Yeah, he's already got silver medal. Yeah. So we already know he's not just good for the NCAA, no, he's good for the world. Yeah, exactly.
And then on the women's side, Abby Steiner, who I wanted to win, and she won. We both thought that, though, Anna Hall was going to win because of the uniqueness of her double. Yeah. But Abby Steiner, being the best athlete in one of the marquee events, the sprint events, I think helped put her over the hump, in my opinion, because we have to be honest, there's a bias towards certain events, and I think if you're a star in the short sprints, it's going to be hard to overcome that.
Well, we have record bias, though, and we also have doubling bias. And I think when I look back on it, although she didn't win 2 events, indoors and outdoors, I think it might have been the secondary events that helped push her over the top. Third and second in the shorter sprints, the 60 and then the 100.
And outdoors. Our 4x4 splits were insane. Their team won. Didn't their team win the 4x4?
Right. Yeah. And I think that just, you just keep throwing stuff on, keep piling up accolades. Again, it's not fair because, Cameron Rogers is
so good
doing the hammer.
Yeah.
8 of the top 10 marks of all time. Anna Hall already added an extra event. She did as much as is humanly possible or can be humanly expected from a multi-event athlete. I mean, even Ashton Eaton didn't do that. And he was way ahead of his time, and he was a superhero during his time at Oregon. But I was looking back at the resumes again after she won, and I thought, okay, maybe the committee put more weight into that because not only was she breaking the collegiate record in the 2, she almost pulled off the double. And someone mentioned on the chat the other day, it's like, getting second or third in a second event shouldn't be held against an athlete because then they'll just be incentivized to only run one event.
Yeah.
And getting second or third in a short sprint in the NCAA is really hard. You're going against some of the best people in the world, the people who have the capability to make teams and to get into Olympic finals and world championship finals. So those fields are really deep and very competitive. So to pull out top 3 finishes in those, I think that might have been what buoyed her.
Also, Abby Steiner doing something unique. She'll probably be the first ever Bowerman winner to not win an outdoor conference title that year.
There's a stat for you guys.
Right?
There's a stat, yeah.
Because it's so crazy. Because remember Favor Philly, who is back.
Yeah.
She's going to be the star of 2023. But
is she your early Bowerman favorite?
I think so.
Got to be, right?
Right? Got to be. Yeah. I think that's kind of just wild how, Abby had a good great indoor season, and then her NCAA finals is what really put her over the top when she was winning the titles in the 4x4, the Open 2, and breaking the collegiate records at the because collegiate record was broken, right? At SECs. Mm-hmm. The Favor do it at SECs, or was it a week prior? But for her to break it, beat the person who had the collegiate record, it's she put all of her eggs in the basket at the right moment. And just most people are going to pay attention to the last thing they see, which is what happens in June in Eugene. So that probably helped her. And very deserving. But we said all three of those women, even Jasmine Moore, who wasn't even invited, I think were deserving of winning the Bowerman. It's just an incredible year. And Abby finished on top.
Yeah, so you look at the all-time list in the women's 200, you look at the top 10, there's only 2 performances that aren't Abby Steiner or Favor O'Feely. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a year of the 200 last year, not just the pro level, the college level too. It was very good. I mean, just back and forth. And all those are from 2022. Like none of those are Steiner's marks from a previous year. That's all 2022. That's all SECs. That's all NCAAs and those earlier season meets.